DinoZoom9. Hello everyone. For everyone
Hello.
watching, me and my brother, we went on an emergency dinosaur dig in St. George, Utah, and we heard about it through paleontologizing, and they were asking for volunteers to come and help with the emergency dig because St. George was going to be putting a substation, power substation, right over top of a dinosaur fossil site across the street from the dinosaur discovery site in St. George. So we went over there and we helped with that, and it was so amazing. We met so many cool people, and it was a great experience. So we're going to share that with you all today. It should be pretty interesting. And so we got some videos and some things to share, but thankfully, all of the stuff that we did was productive, and St. George decided to move the location of the substation. So it was all a success and a pretty amazing story. And it was really neat. We got to meet Danny Anduza, host of Paleontologizing, and he actually interviewed me and Matt, right? So
Right.
yeah, so he interviewed you once and he interviewed me 3 times, so we're going to share those with you. So
Yep. That was cool.
yeah, it was really cool. I'm glad you're able to make it out to Utah, and
Yeah.
quite an
It,
adventure there.
it was quite an adventure, and I almost didn't get to make it because I missed my first flight and almost missed my second flight, but I made it for the one day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty funny when I texted you, like, guess who I met? It's
I was
like,
like, holy smoly.
yeah, holy, what?
Holy,
Yeah, so then I sent you that picture of me and Danny and Duza, and that was pretty cool.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
that
what?
was cool.
Yeah. So, and then I also got to meet some other cool people. Um, Actually was interviewed by the King of Random as well. So you might have heard of
Yep.
that YouTube channel. It's a pretty popular YouTube channel. So they haven't put out their video yet,
Yeah, I
but
looked
hopefully
for
they'll
it.
see that. So I'm looking forward to them putting that out. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
um,
I'm wearing the shirt.
yeah, you're wearing the shirt that you gave me.
Yep.
Uh,
When I got at the Chicago airport on my way over.
yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, during our interview.
Here, we'll watch the video.
This is the first interview
Yeah, this is the first interview here.
of the first day.
So
Yeah.
I think you saw it.
Of the latter part of the 20th century, John Ostrom, discoverer of Deinonychus, proponent of the idea that dinosaurs were warm-blooded, that they were active, social, intelligent animals, and that they didn't go extinct, that birds are living dinosaurs. John Ostrom was a champion of all those ideas, things that today we take for granted. He was kind of a pioneer in those modes of thought. His nephew is here today right now.
So it's a bit choppy.
Yeah.
His
Right here.
feed kept cutting in and out a little bit.
Yeah, it does that every once in a while.
So there I am.
There you are.
Yeah, and then it cuts out here a little bit. My uncle, John Ostrom, who discovered the Deinonychus, and I did find that picture. I don't know
Oh,
if,
excellent. Yeah,
you
fantastic.
guys can see it, but
I'm sure we can pick it up, yeah.
I don't know. There's my Uncle John.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is at the Yale Peabody meter.
Yeah.
His twins, and that's my father. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So
Holy cow, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, and Mark was telling me that, well, how did you find out about this site?
I was watching your YouTube channel, and I saw that
Yeah.
you were at St. George, and my daughter goes to college here. So
Nice.
I'm like, hey, I know that place. I gotta come here.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so here I am. So
Pretty darn cool, and that warms my heart. I mean, this is exactly what I was trying to do with helping promote the project here and coming here and live streaming and all of that, and I don't know, it makes me feel really, really good, like I'm making a difference, so
yeah, I'm glad
thank
I
you
was
for that,
able
Mark.
to do that. And,
Yeah.
I've never done this before, but I did find a few things.
Oh, nice. Let's take a look.
Okay, what I found. Some fish scales
Yeah, oh, very nice. Yeah.
and some copulite. Is that what it's called?
Coprolites.
Coprolites?
Yeah, or coprolites.
Coprolites, okay.
Either potato, tomato,
Yeah,
you know.
tomato. So I don't know. I think there's some things in there, but maybe not.
Yeah. That's good stuff. You're
anyways.
finding stuff right away. This is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this upper layer is not particularly productive, so it's nice that you're finding things on the first day. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Let's see. So, and people in the chat are very excited. Yeah. Oh, and Jim Kirkland is there in the chat too.
Oh, awesome!
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim. I've been wanting to meet you because I know you knew my uncle. So.
Yeah. Jim's told me plenty of stories about John Ostrom. So yeah, you know what a legend he was in the field.
You can tell me all stories about him because, you know, I was really young, so. There's a lot that I don't remember, so I just remember getting stories from you, and I would be amazing. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So.
Very cool, very cool. Do you have any particular memories or anything? You said that he would give you tours of the Peabody Museum. Yeah.
I would go to the Peabody Museum, like when I was 10 or 11, I think, when the Dinosaur, the Deinonychus exhibit first opened at the Peabody Museum, and he did a presentation there, and he took us in the back, and that's what that picture was from.
Very cool.
And I remember he'd come over to our place and visit us, and I remember him going to like an ice skating show that me and my brother were in, and different things like that. Just different memories of him coming to visit, and I have a bunch of autographed books that he would give to us, like from Uncle John and things like that. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, so I was really into dinosaurs because of my uncle.
Yeah,
I loved Deinonychus and Dimetrodon. Those are two of my favorite dinosaurs as a kid.
Very nice. So, yeah.
Dimetrodon, I was going to say.
Your uncle would be proud.
Yeah,
and shake your hand.
Not a dinosaur.
Thanks for coming out and helping us. This is a big deal. So appreciate it. It's, you know, it's a big deal to fly across the country and, you know, hang out with a bunch of strangers and everything. But I hope you're having a good time.
Glad I was able to be here.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Thanks, Mark.
Great, thank you.
Very cool. We're getting some enthusiasm for Dimetrodon in the chat too. Who, as we know, is not actually a dinosaur, but you know, very cool synapsid mammal relative. Dimetrodon is a pretty charismatic animal.
Which I'd make videos about. But back then, I just thought Dimetrodon was pretty cool, along with Deinonychus, of course.
Yeah, and when we were kids, we figured that it was just a dinosaur.
Yeah, but that was back then. They didn't have all the knowledge that they have now, and even like in the 2000s, they would call them reptile-like mammals or mammal-like reptiles. They would call them reptiles, and then he goes on. He's like. It's pretty funny. It's like
it's funny how he's, and people in the chat were bringing it up.
Yeah,
they're all knowledgeable paleontologists.
Yeah,
in the chat.
They're gonna bring that up right away. So you have one to share. Because the second video isn't on YouTube, unfortunately, so got to use Twitch to see that one. There we go. Now I see it. You got the nice background there.
Yeah.
It's a Deinonychus raptor.
The Deinonychus raptor, All right, now I'm going to go to Twitch. So that's on the browser. Click on Twitch.
Try and wipe this up.
It's still the live one.
I want recent.
And our livelihoods. People are already dying from these kinds of things, from very, very preventable causes that they weren't.
There should be a recent one. This one's featured clips. And I should see recent.
United States. We've had the first death of measles.
I just click on show all. Okay.
There we go.
And we've had several additional ones since then, and we are well over 500 documented cases and effectively eradicated it from the United States.
Yeah, I think this is the one.
I think the timestamp is 22.
Let's see. And Mark is still here. Excellent. Hey, yeah, Claire Burr wanted to meet you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Mark, and he is the nephew of famed American paleontologist John Ostrom, discoverer and describer of Deinonychus, and
But yeah, your uncle would be proud of you.
Yeah.
Find anything good here recently?
Not here. I
Yeah.
did find some fish up when I was digging into piles or rummaging through the piles
Nice,
there
yeah.
earlier
Uh-huh.
before this was opened back up. But,
Right.
I need to get into this lower fish bed area.
Yeah, yeah.
I did find some things right here. It's all covered up now, but
Mhm.
I think there might be some fish skulls right here.
Oh, that would be amazing, yeah.
Right here.
Oh, that's intriguing, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Can't see anything, but there was stuff there.
But with that,
Yeah.
what was happening over there.
All the dust and everything, yeah. It's
So,
good to evacuate the area when the silicate dust is flowing around. Yeah.
so, I don't know if I was going to show you this earlier.
Yeah.
I have a Deinonychus replica at my house,
Oh, that's amazing.
a life-size Deinonychus replica.
It's so cool.
So, yeah, I bought that. I don't know if they make them anymore, but Triassica.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so and so I bought that for
That's
$1,800, but there was no instructions on how to put it together. So I
Yeah.
had to figure it all out on my own how
Yeah.
to do that.
Did you look at your uncle's monograph on Deinonychus, the osteology of Deinonychus and Heropus?
Definitely, and
Yeah.
some of those
Uh-huh.
talked about the Harvard specimen there, and I've been to that Harvard up to my shoulder, so
Uh-huh.
about 4 feet. That's a good size Deinonychus.
It really is.
And it's about 5 feet tall. Some people look at them, it's like only 3 feet tall, but I mean there were smaller Danicus about that, but their average about 5 feet or 4 feet tall. But they could stand as tall as 5 feet tall.
Right, yeah.
Pretty amazing. That's like maybe a foot smaller than a Utah raptor. Like Utah raptor is like
Yeah.
I was looking at like the skull of this the lake over there.
Uh-huh.
The Utah raptors like comes up to about here on
Yeah.
like the lake that
Example
like
there.
this comes to about here on me. So
Uh-huh.
I'm like, wow, it's really actually
Get these inside, yeah. Yeah.
now it's like you got this Velociraptor down
Uh-huh.
here. You got Deinonychus like up to here, and then
Yeah.
you got Utah raptor up to here. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, pretty neat to look
Pretty,
at
and
that.
they're isolated specimens that suggest they could get even bigger than that too. So
Utah raptor?
no, Deinonychus.
Deinonychus.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they've got a few fragments at Museum of the Rockies that suggest that they could get a little bit bigger than that as well. So
Up to a little bit more than.
yeah, yeah. I don't think they've been published yet, but I've heard rumors at least. So
It's pretty
Wow.
cool.
yeah,
Really neat.
I know. That's the thing about a lot of dinosaurs is we don't necessarily know how big they could get because oftentimes they died before they're fully grown, which is different from like a lot of modern mammals.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
and then you're also looking at their stance too. Are they like flat out?
Horizontal, they're more upright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with these Deinonychus, it would make sense for them to be fully horizontal. They've got that long tail for balance. But yeah. Anyway,
Really neat.
cool stuff. Yeah. Glad you're still here, Mark. Are you going to be here tomorrow also?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe we'll
Cool.
be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably do an earlier stream tomorrow. We'll see.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. Thanks for your time.
Cool.
That was cool.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's one of the fossils there that they found. That's all got the cast on there. That's that big 2.5 foot new species of fish there. Yeah, pretty cool.
Very cool.
No,
Here we go. Stop.
there you go. So yeah, I got an example of like the sizes of them. I don't know if you can see it very well, but see, this is Deinonychus head skull compared to a Utah raptor skull. Utah raptor skull is pretty big, but yeah. And then there's the Velociraptor skull right there. So
Yeah.
made just a size comparison because I think it's neat to see that. And this is actually about the right level for like a Deinonychus, like where the head
Yeah.
would be. But
Cool.
the Utah raptors would be up here, way up higher than that.
Yeah.
And of course, this would be way down here for Velociraptor.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's neat that I was able to share all that with Danny Anduza, show him my replica of a Deinonychus. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool. Share it with people who are like really engaged with all that. with the
This is the
dinosaurs.
site. Yeah, definitely. And
Looking
the
for
whole
it.
community there that he's got
Yeah.
going.
Oh yeah, all the people watching the live stream, like lots of people watching. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
we got one more video to watch.
Okay.
All right, let's watch the next video.
What's the next video?
The one that
That's right. We got one more. Yeah, that's right. We got one more to show. Okay.
got one more to show.
That's right. Alright, so I'll share my screen again. And-
Okay.
Okay. See it there?
Yeah, I can see it.
Full screen. So this was the third one, which you're in too. So this is after you got here.
Yeah.
John Ostrom comes up in conversation. John Ostrom, really famous.
And again, it's a little bit choppy.
He passed away in 2005, but he's often called the father of the dinosaur renaissance. All of these ideas that dinosaurs were active, intelligent, dynamic animals, that they didn't actually go extinct, but they gave rise to modern birds. These were all ideas that John Ostrom advocated for, found evidence for, and helped change the way that we think about dinosaurs. John Ostrom also described Deinonychus, the velociraptor of Jurassic Park fame. That animal is actually Deinonychus, and John Ostrom's crew excavated that critter in 1965, I think. Published on it in 1969. Enormously influential. Deinonychus, this discovery helped change the way that we think about dinosaurs. So John Ostrom's legacy looms large in American dinosaur paleontology in particular, and we have not one but two of his nephews here in the quarry right now, which is kind of amazing. We've got Mark and we've got Matt.
Hi. Yeah, hello.
So Matt just showed up this morning,
Yep.
and yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. Holy
Yeah.
cow!
Yeah, I'm glad I got to make it because I almost didn't think I could because I missed my flight. And I was supposed to be here yesterday, and then I almost missed my flight again last night from my connecting flight from Denver to here. So I almost had to spend the night in Denver last night, but I made it here.
We're really glad you made it. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And your first time digging fossils, right?
Yeah, my first time. Yeah,
Pretty
Mark's
cool.
showing me what to do.
Showing them the
We've got a good
ropes, what
teacher
I
here.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep, my twin brother.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Super cool. Yeah. We were talking to Mark. Was it yesterday about your Uncle John and like memories that you've got? Do you have anything to share there?
Oh yeah, good times when we were kids. Like I remember back when we were in 5th grade, we were really into. It was like a whole dinosaur year. Everything was dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs Live. There's
Dinosaurs
Dinosaurs
Live,
Live.
and we
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
visit our Uncle John at the Yale Peabody Museum.
That's so
and-
cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it was
having
cool.
that personal connection like that, and being like, yeah, my uncle is the dinosaur guy.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That must have been really awesome. I'm sure your friends were really jealous too.
Oh yeah, whenever we talk about John, definitely. Yeah.
That's so cool. And now you're here. I mean, yeah. Well, like we said yesterday, your uncle would be proud.
So yeah, it breaks up a lot. And this was a long interview.
Yeah, this one's kind of long. Yeah.
This is also
We
like
had to fit in all the
and figuratively,
cars
obviously.
and-
But
It's
there's
like,
a chance
what
we're going
am
to
I
discover a
doing
new
in my
species of
room?
dinosaur here. I mean, that would be wild. It's the exciting thing about fieldwork. Yeah.
I remember I have a box that Uncle John gave us with all these different types of rocks, like
There's the box.
petrified wood and
nice.
all these different rocks. And I remember him explaining all the different rocks and what they were. And I don't remember all of the names of everything now, but I remember him telling me all about those. And, yeah, pretty neat. And
That's
I have
super
that
cool.
at home. I like it. It's pretty cool.
That's a cool keepsake and a cool memory. Like,
Yeah.
holy cow. Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. And so I also want to make it clear to everybody in chat. You guys you found out about this through paleontologizing, right?
That's right. Yep.
Which is mind blowing to me.
So
I mean,
my brother introduced me to paleontologizing. He was just telling me how he found your channel.
I found it on. First, I found you on Twitter.
Oh,
and then
okay.
you showed up on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And then I realized I saw the mask that the dinosaur skull.
Oh, the
picture.
Ceratosaurus. Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw that picture on Twitter. Yeah.
That was my Halloween costume
Yeah,
a few years ago.
Halloween
Yeah.
costume,
That goofy thing. That's really funny. Yeah. awesome. And now you're here. You're doing the thing. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Also, we got to comment on the shirt too. I've not gotten to yet, but we're gonna see if maybe we can interview the woman who's at right now. See if we can bring her on the stream at some point. I talked to her at SVP back in November. This is
I picked that shirt up at the Chicago airport when I was on my flight over here. And for my brother Mark.
Nice.
That's a great gift.
Yeah, we've been talking about going there sometime because they have a Deinonychus skeleton there, I think. So I want to hit all the different museums that have a Deinonychus.
Nice. And you know, your uncle worked on Archaeopteryx too.
Yeah, he did.
That's how he discovered the connection between birds and dinosaurs. Showing the comparison, he saw the similarities between Deinonychus and Archaeopteryx, looking at the pubis bone, how it was backwards.
The pubis
like
is backwards.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So and that was his first clue in just looking at that, and then also comparing it to Compsognathus.
And
there's the Ostromia, which was kind of like
it was previously considered to be an Archaeopteryx, and it was renamed a different genus. Like, this thing's not Archaeopteryx; it's a little different, and it was named in his honor.
Named in his honor.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He also discovered a really important Archaeopteryx specimen in the museum. It had been mislabeled as a pterosaur.
To China to do the research on the bird dinosaur.
That the Archaeopteryx was the what was it?
Harlem.
That was in the Netherlands.
I forget the name of the specimen, but yeah, it was in a museum there.
Harlem specimen.
Solnhofen in Bavaria in Germany, but there's a few. The Berlin specimen is now in Berlin. The London specimen is in London, as you would expect.
It should be.
Found
a location.
But you may have heard this story too, but who was it who was telling me last summer in the field? But they were there at the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology meeting, SVP. It's like a big conference for vertebrate paleontologists who study animals with bones, like dinosaurs and birds. But they were there in, I think, 1996. The meeting was being held in New York, and these researchers there, and they had photographs of the first dinosaur, and they were showing these photographs like in the hall outside the talks at the meeting. John Ostrom was there, and he'd hypothesized that dinosaurs, theropods like that would have had feathers.
Right.
And it was still a really controversial idea at the time. And he got to see this, and he had tears in his
So reading all those together, it's like a chronological history of all of those experiences. Talking to my dad, or sharing those experiences with my dad.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and
those letters could be in a museum someday. That's.
Really? They could be.
I could see that as a traveling exhibit. That could be awesome.
I share them on my YouTube channel.
We'll have to check that out. Yeah. Can we get what's the name of the channel? We can put links in the chat.
It's called Marco Productions.
Marco Productions.
Yeah,
and I think, don't I have your card, actually?
Yeah,
let's see here.
Definitely, it could.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
You guys are
What's going on here?
There we go. Marco Productions.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Yeah, check that out. Yeah.
We'll check that out. We'll see if back to my office in a few days. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, and then you had some books that you were working on.
Yeah.
You gave me a card right here.
Yeah, I got.
So you said this is coming out pretty soon, hopefully?
Yeah, hopefully in 2 months.
Dominic the Deinonychus, written and illustrated by Matt Ostrom.
Yeah, in honor to my uncle.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So this will be available in a few months, you said?
Yes.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. It's almost ready.
Nice.
Need to make some touches to it.
Very cool. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for your time. We'll let you get back to digging. Find us something cool.
Oh, yeah.
See ya. Awesome.
So I have that box that I was talking about of all those rocks here.
Cool.
From Uncle John, so I was going to share that with you all. There's the first one, the petrified rock.
Petrified wood.
Yeah, I mean,
is that like
petrified
wood.
That's what I mean. Yeah, petrified wood. Yeah, I remember that one.
I remember that as a kid.
Yep. And then we got the lava rock here.
Cool.
Which is an igneous type of rock. So I guess there's 3 types of rocks. There's igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. This stuff, I don't know if you can see that
I remember that.
It's like very thin, and I
You
guess this is like glass gypsum or something like that. Something like that. And then this is, or gypsum, I don't know. And then this is another gypsum,
gypsum.
or yeah. And this is, I guess,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Salinite
Yeah,
gypsum.
yeah.
I'm looking up some of these things, and I don't know, it might be wrong with some of them, but this one's really neat.
Oh, move it up higher. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Remember the name of this one, but um, Alex actually has some of this kind of.
Oh yeah.
She's got a
Cool.
bunch of rocks too, so these. There's got another one that's similar to that, and then they just got a thing of slate. So this would be an example, I think, of like a sedimentary rock,
Cool.
like any like sandstone or the stuff that we were working was sedimentary rock, or sandstone or limestone
Yeah,
or
stone. Yeah.
siltstone. And so the quarry that we were working in, the Maunami Formation, is a sandstone and siltstone, which is sedimentary rock, and that's what where the fossils were.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat looking at that, like the the Maunami Formation, and that was like 200 million years old, and that's what we were working in, and that was a big lake right there, and that's where all the fish were, and it's close to the Triassic Jurassic extinction. So it's like just after that, and it's pretty neat that we were able to help save that there.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing the dig that we did made it so they took a double look at that area and decided it was a valuable space. So they decided to move the substation. Hopefully, the place they moved the substation is still is a good place for it.
Yeah, it
But
sounds like it's better. Like I guess they had a few. They were asking, so should we put it here or there? And that, like one of them would be pretty much the same situation. Like it would still be part of that same fossil bed area. But then I guess they
right,
found a spot that would be just off of it.
that's good.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks.
Yep.
See y'all next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk more about Deinonychus and more about John and more about on all different kinds of dinosaurs and yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully my book, Dominic the Deinonychus, is published at the next DinoZoom
Yeah, well, in 2 months, right? You got 2 months.
in 2 months. Yeah, I got 2 months to get it published now that people know about it.
Yeah, yeah. Sweet, can't wait.
Yep.
Bye-bye.